Hey, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for being here and hope you're having a lovely day. I just got back in from taking Liam over to the family's house. They spent some time with him. Listen, I let them babysit him pretty much for the afternoon. I said, listen, you guys are going to be watching him so you guys can figure it out. They did so. They did a great job. I would say an A for effort and an A for everything else. But we are back and we are here home at last listening to a little Naxatras. I don't know why that's giving me a hard time. Naxatras. I'm imagining how that's pronounced. Reflection Birth is the track we are listening to from their album 4, released in 2022. We're listening to this track because it was suggested and recommended by Michael Gray. Michael, thank you so much for the recommendation. And thank you for the support as well. I really appreciate that. I've never heard of the band, but I do see that they were also mentioned by Kurt Hockenberry. So Kurt as well, thank you for the recommendation. But yeah, I've never heard of the band. The album artwork is giving me kind of like a sci-fi comic book kind of feel. But we'll see. I pulled up the lyrics. It says it's instrumental. So we'll just go ahead and listen, discuss it after. I'm looking at the album cover. I'm imagining this is going to be some sort of synth-heavy prog. Percussion starts that off with the bass. It's kind of psychedelic, actually. Listen to it. That rhythm. That's very psychedelic. So I was a little close, but not that close. Reflection is kind of more of a guitar-led, kind of psychedelic prog instrumental piece, I would say, if anything, especially with the notes that the guitar was playing. Ba, 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 da, da, ba, 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 da, da, ba. There was something very psychedelic towards the tone that it was going for, but it's going to sound weird, but proggy in the way that it was playing. Psychedelic in tone, progressive in play. I'll take it. And I did like the piano as a nice aside during most of the sections in there. So let me pull up the instrumentalist here. John Delias as guitarist rather. And then on synths and keyboard, Pantelis Kargas. So I really like the way that Delias would play the guitar here. He had a really nice lead, had a really nice tone in his guitar, a really nice sound. And then the keyboards, like I said, that piano was really nice as an aside, just kind of balancing and providing a nice counterbalance, counter melody to what he was doing on the guitar. I love the little intro, kind of get us into the scene, and then stopping that and letting the bass come in, letting that bass fill, start off the groove. John Vagenas on the bass there, and I always like when a song does that, when it allows the bass to breathe, the bass to set that pace, shoot the pistol, and the rest of the horses, the rest of the band will catch up and. I shouldn't call the band horses, and get on that track and follow the bass. The bass being that rabbit, and everyone else the carrot. Reverse that. And Kostas Charizanis on drums and percussion. Once again, going alongside with that bass intro. I like how the percussion gently patted it and nodded it along, trotted it along down the track, and then once again everyone else came in full toe afterwards. This is also the first track on the album. And it's kind of appropriate as like an instrumental opening for the album, kind of setting scene. Like I'm pulling up the next track, which is Omega Madness. It doesn't have a lot of lyrics, but there are at least lyrics involved. So I'm not going to play the whole song, but me. Hear me out. I'm just going to... This is like, it's like a cosmic kind of space rock kind of sound that they have. That's Queen. Kind of reminds me of Hawkwind, just that little snippet that we got there, which is kind of interesting. So like I said, the opening track is a nice kind of grand opening, kind of showcases a little bit of everything from the band. And then that seems to kind of lead you into something a little bit more traditional. That next track, Omega Madness, seeming to have a little bit more of a space rock feel to it. A nice charge as well to it. Kind of interesting. I'll say this. The album cover, it's a little cheesy. The music, Reflection, a little cheesy. But just a little bit we heard from Omega Madness. I love that look. I like that riff a lot. Let's just see where that goes. Let me skip. It's kind of, they got an interesting sound, and I like how that space rock direction takes over. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's kind of cool. Let me know what you guys thought of it, of course, in the comments down below. Michael, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you for the introduction to Naxatras. I don't know why that's so hard to say, Naxatras. Thank you for watching. Please enjoy the rest of your evening or afternoon. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you all later. Bye, guys.